Karen Jensen, Farnsworth Group. I'm President and CEO. There's 22 different locations throughout the nation. Headquarters here in Central Illinois, and we've got just over 500 people. My dad was in the Air Force, and so we traveled to several different locations. So every year it was pretty much a different school. In North Platte, Nebraska, my father retired and we settled in there, and that's where I went to high school. Gosh, my first job was at a miniature golf place, and I was responsible for opening, collecting the money, handing out the putters, and shutting things down at night, and watching the balls go into the clown's nose to make sure that they were legitimate. My mom, several years ago, she brought this file folder, and in the file folder there was one of my report cards that she had saved from my 8th grade biology teacher. He said, "You always do all the assigned work plus any extras. You don't give up when some others do. I hope you'll consider a career in science." And then it kind of came back that was maybe my moment in junior high that made a real difference. So I think what junior achievement does fits right into that. At some spark or some point in time, it can make such a difference on a life and a career. I really didn't set out to be an engineer, didn't think that's what I was going to be, didn't even really know what an engineer was kind of growing up. But my high school counselors had encouraged me because I had an aptitude in that I might want to consider engineering. And so I started that at college, University of Nebraska at Lincoln. I really got fascinated with the water treatment and the wastewater treatment, so that was kind of my technical niche a little bit. Civil engineering was the spot for me. That last year, my husband and I were married, and he was an engineer as well, mechanical engineer. We went on a lot of job interviews together and decided to settle here in Central Illinois. I started at a small consulting firm, and the president of that firm was a mentor. You need to have some basic business skills and some basic business knowledge regardless of what you do in life and where you're at. And so I went back and just decided to take some business classes just on my own, and then really got interested in it. Randolph & Associates was acquired by Silcorp, which was the local utility company, and I ultimately became president of that company. About 1,500 folks here in Central Illinois. Then the utility decided, they were acquired and needed to sell. I had an opportunity to take a buyout and to continue to stay, and joined up with Farnsworth Group. I've been there ever since. Farnsworth Group is actually over 100 years old. The lifeblood of really Farnsworth Group and what we're doing is our people. That's what we have to sell, is that we don't have any inventory or widgets, it's that intellect that we have to sell. And we do such a variety of projects at Farnsworth Group, and it's great to have that background. All those things that I learned early on when I did that technical work really helped provide a great perspective, I think. Sometimes people ask the question, you know, what advice do you have? It's extremely important to always be honest and open and have a lot of integrity. Do what you say you're going to do, and I think that helps build trust, and that's the kind of environment that I want to work in, and hopefully others do too. Do your best. You might not be the one that wins all the time, but nobody can fault you for doing the best you could do, and I think that's very rewarding. Be curious, because there's so many interesting things out there and fascinating, and you don't know what one thing leads to another. You know, my being curious about the business side of things and just wanting to take just one finance class, just one accounting class, really changed the course of my career. I love to speak to STEM, to these young ladies that come in, that they can do science, they can do engineering, they can do technology, they can do almost anything if they set their mind to it. What we do as a company is very involved in the community. Our clients, making a difference, to be involved in a community where they can put in a new water system and see then that they can attract businesses, and then they can have schools, and it's not just a job coming in and doing some plans, but we're helping make a difference. I think that's rewarding.